What if I told you that right now, while the stock market's making headlines, millions of Americans are quietly doing something to their retirement savings that financial experts are calling a warning sign? And the data just dropped. And it's the worst number we've seen in the last 3 years. It's not too long, but 3 years. We know what was happening back then. Let's talk about the 401k crisis that's hiding in plain sight. All right, here's what's happening. A company called Dayforce just released its 2026 State of Retirement Savings Report. I love all these names they have. One of the most comprehensive looks at how Americans are actually saving for retirement. And across every single metric that they track, participation rates, savings rates, total contributions, loan use, things all got way worse than they were from last year. So let's break this down. First, the savings rate dropped. The average American with a 401k is now saving 8.9% of their income for retirement. On the surface, that sounds okay, right? But last year it was 9.2%. That's the first decline in 3 years. Second, fewer people are participating. The participation rate fell from 78.6% to 77.5%. Doesn't sound like much, but that is over 1 million workers who have essentially tapped out of saving at all in a 401k. Third, and this is the one that should really scare you, nearly 1 in 5 full-time workers took out a loan from their 401k last year. That's 20% of the workforce with a 401k, the highest share ever recorded. The overall loan usage is now 20% higher than it was in 2022. Jason Rowland, who is the global head of sustainability and impact at Dayforce, put it this way. He said, quote, "This should be a warning sign." Yes, it should. He says workers are shelving their retirement goals just to keep up with today's bills, if they can keep up with today's bills at all, because it's getting harder and harder every day. So here's why this is a bigger deal than it actually looks. When you borrow from your 401k, that money stops growing. And thanks to compound interest, every dollar you pull out today significantly costs you more in retirement. Some estimates put it at $2 to $3 that is lost for every single dollar that is taken out early. And while this isn't fully out, it's a loan, it's still going to be affected. And of course, it all varies based on your timeline. The older you are, you're more screwed in this because you don't have as much time, right? You don't have as much time to make up for it. But if you're 20, congrats, it may seem hard right now, but you're moving in the right direction. Even if you take a loan out, well, you've got a lot more time to get it back, right? All right, so who is actually getting hit the hardest with this? It's actually middle income workers, because people making between $50,000 and $150,000 a year, these are the people who thought they were doing everything right and are still having to take the loans. But there's a huge bright spot here, and it's Gen Z. They are actually buckling down and increased their contributions last year. But every other generation, they moved in the wrong direction. So hopefully Gen Z can keep this up, at least for their sake. Um, you know, but at some point they might succumb to this too. So I'm sure this is all well and good. What can you actually do for this? If you have a 401k and you haven't touched it, you haven't taken a loan option, try not to. Use it as a very last resort, not a rainy day fund. 2, check your contribution rates. Many plans quietly cut the rate that you are contributing after you have a hardship event. They don't tell you, but they do it. So go verify yours to make sure they're taking out what you expect them to. If you're struggling to contribute at all, even 0.5% increase matters over decades. Some employers actually let you set automatic increases so that you never have to think about it. The uncomfortable truth here is that the retirement crisis isn't some future problem. For millions of Americans, it's happening right now. It's one loan at a time, one skipped contribution at a time. It's just hitting everybody all the time. And we're getting it from every direction. So if you're feeling financially squeezed, drop your comments below. Let us know how you're doing with your savings. And remember, think differently, take control, be a renegade. And until next time, have a great day.